science. Yeah. Lord, I've been dreaming about the paper. I want it all. I want to shine. I want to ball.
What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Today we're going to talk about another good Dark Horse deck for the format. That's going to be Hopeless Dragon. Red Eyes Metal Darkness is one of the best boss monsters in the game, without a doubt. Unfortunately, Konami stopped supporting dragons in terms of spells and traps basically like 4 years ago. Ironic, isn't it? Because so many of the good Exceeds and Synchros are, of course, dragons. But the deck, in my opinion, now should focus more on being anti-meta, and that kind of starts with Dp-Ygo Drago, which is flat out an amazing card right now. When you think of the biggest decks of the format right now, off the top of my head, I would have to go Agents, Dark World, Lightsworn Twilights, Infernity, you know, maybe another couple of decks or whatever. But there's one common theme amongst those decks, light and dark monsters, whether it's a combination or all light and all dark. Drago basically shuts all that shit down mad quick. Not only is he just a boss monster, Stomper, Blackluster Soldier, Christia, Judgment Dragon, Gores, Greffa, all those guys just completely die. But even the simple plays, even the tour guides and the zombie masters and the luminers are all stopped by this card. So much, I would even say about half the format right now is absolutely destroyed by this card. And generally, if you can get like a Red Eyes Metal Darkness and add a Drago on top of it, you're probably putting yourself in a position where you're almost certainly going to win the game, because a lot of times that can lock out Battle Fader or Gores or Tragodia, and you're basically only giving your opponent about 2 turns to win. Drago will basically lock your opponent out and keep your Red Eyes protected. I also like the fact that Starlight Road is really amazing right now in this format. Anytime Heavy Storm is unbanned, Starlight Road instantly becomes a lot more playable. But even unlike the last time Storm was legal, you now have Dark Hole that's being seen play. And it's really just, it meshes so well in this deck, because when you have Red Eyes out, chances are you're going to have another dragon. So your Starlight is instantly live. When you have Future Fusion out, you can simply just set Starlight into instantly live, or just have another card like a Warning or a D-Prison to simply protect your Drago if you don't have the Red Eyes out. It's always a very live card. And then you have to think about it. When your Stardust Dragon dies, if you get Starlight Road off, you can easily just reborn it with Red Eyes Metal. Red Eyes Metal Darkness still is a behemoth of a card. Yes, there are a couple of things like Blackluster Soldier that get over it, but outside of that, he kind of just beats on everything. I threw Thunder King Ryo in this deck, not because he's a dragon, just because I'm trying to go more of the anti-meta route, and Thunder King, you know, limits those opening tour guide plays and, you know, your Venuses and stuff like that. It becomes a very good optimal first turn play, much like Drago, where you want to set yourself up in this deck where if you don't have the big Future Fusion play early in the game, or you're not searching for Future Fusion, you can start with one of these good lockdown cards and maybe a D-Prison and put yourself in a good position to win. Another thing, 5-headed dragon. It goes very almost unnoticed in this deck, but it becomes a legitimate win condition when it actually comes out. So many people will focus on just the Future Fusion and trying to MST it, or just focus on you know, getting Red Eyes off the field. But I mean, a lot of times, even with MST at 3, Future Fusion can live a couple of turns and you get 5-headed out, and you know, it becomes a very big problem. Exploder Dragon is definitely important in this deck, because I don't know if you've been playing a lot, especially against Agents. When they drop Christia, it can basically be game against most of the decks in the format, unless you have Dark Hole or very easy removal. Exploder Dragon gives you an instant out to Christia and Blackluster Soldier, and it lets you, you know, regain your options that would otherwise be wasted. I also have to say the Exceeds are actually pretty important to this deck, even more so probably than the Synchros, because I have found many times where I've had Red Eyes and I've constantly been reborning, you know, Red Eyes Red Eyes Wyverns and extra Dragos, and you know, if you have a Red Eyes on the field and you can throw a Roach on top of it, your opponent's not getting around that. It's flat out not gonna happen. But I think that this deck is a legitimate contender to you know, maybe make a little bit of waves on the regional level and just be a very good anti-meta deck, because it stops so much of the light and dark meta that basically is going to be this format. So let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching.